Can bike builders learn from the ancient Mayans? Are we all crazy thrill seekers? Would you ride if you had only one arm? Kickstands up, hit it.
iKuztom. America's sexiest custom bikes.
I'm CC Bobber, and this is iKuztom. Some guys will change their pipes, some might even stencil and spray paint a fender, but very few will create artistic masterpieces. Our next builder is Carlos Avalar. He lives up high in the mountains near Lake Arrowhead, and he'll blow you away.
I build bikes because I love them. This was pretty hard. Halfway into the build, I wanted to quit. The carve is in the plastic. It's no molding, it's all on the original plastic. Each engraved piece on the bike represents the Mayan culture. It's actually copied from the artwork that they pulled out of the rocks. I wanted to make sure that it was not going to have just a drawing. I want to make sure that it actually had a piece that means something. Making it as real as possible as the Mayans used to build the rocks. Mayans used to carve the rock with chisels and rocks. So what I did is I actually carved into the plastic. Each square represents a story, kind of like the way the Japanese did it back in the days. Same thing with the Egyptians, same thing with the Mayans, same thing with a lot of the old cultures that we don't have anymore. My family came from Spain. I was fortunate that I was born with the gift of art. It was hard. I went probably about 25 Dremel bits. The timing was 1 month. I build these bikes for me, but at the same time, I like to show the world new things that you can do. Whatever I built myself with my hands, it's an art. It's a bike, yeah, but to me it's a canvas. This tells everything of what I can do, what I am, and who I am. This is it.
Wow, Carlos, my man, that's incredible. I can't wait to see what you're going to build now. Let's check it out.
This time we have the brand new 2010 Yamaha Star Stradaliner Deluxe. It's pretty much canvas on wheels. That's pretty much the way I call it. The design of the bike is gorgeous. The best work comes from a cave. Well, this is my cave.
This is my cave.
The whole entire design is to show a little bit of the dark side and the good side together. This is my first cruiser ever. I'm a sport guy, I'm a fast bikes. It's a beautiful bike. I was very impressed with it. It looks humongous. It's very light. When you're riding it, it's like technically riding a carbon fiber bike. I mean, I really loved it. I'm up for the challenge. I love challenges. And there we go. Putting things back where you found them. That way you don't lose them. Well, this technically replaces the stock spring. So we remove this one, we put an air right because I'm looking to get the bike lower. Try to keep everything together as a piece. Everything has a particular number on it. That number has a twin number. When I go to put the bike together, this particular number will match the other number. Put in the back again, same spot. A zip tight, because we don't have the bolt because the bolt is somewhere else. That tells me exactly where this bracket goes. Particular part that you know that you left it in there, but like 2 seconds ago, it grew legs and walked away. The beginning of the process is wiping fingerprints out because you cannot sand down grease. Most of the times when you have grease laying on it and you put your paint over it, that's when you get fish eye. This is about almost 600, okay? It's a lot much easier because you can get into a lot of spots that sandpaper cannot get into. Because this is some great stuff right here. I love this. This is what I use the most. I get this by the case. So you can see the difference right there. I left the line already on it. You know what I mean? Because this cannot get in it. But when this one, much faster. I just love the work. The dust is still there. Pro sanding cleaner, same thing, put it on the rag. Really, it takes all the dust and actually keeps it. This is the liquid that I use before I paint primer, before I paint my base coats, and before I paint my candies.
iKuztom.
While Carlos is busy with all those parts there, let me show you a completely different type of custom build. This is amazing.
It's been a while since I've been on a bike, but I think I'm surrounded by the right team, which is really what I needed to have in order to pull this off.
Hi, my name is Mark. I'm with Superbike Nation in Orange, California. We have a customer who unfortunately lost his right arm, and now we're actually working on it to make him able to ride this bike.
My name is Brett Bodette. I am a stage 4 terminal synovial sarcoma patient, and I am considered one of the longest living survivors.
You'll see that we have an accessory mounted here that his new prosthetic arm is going to be able to mount and clip directly into.
I have a passion for everything I do.
We're working with Grip Ace, who's creating custom controls that will be on the left-hand side so that he can control starting the bike, left blinker, right blinker hazards, as well as high beams, low beams. So he's going to have full control from the left-hand side.
Since I lost my arm, I have to do everything much differently.
iKuztom.
Wir sitzen immer nur auf Sand, sondern wir uns mein Bauteil mit deiner Freundin. Oh, nice grow. Wow.
I did that this morning.
What are we going to do with it?
We're gonna watch my show, iKustoms.
Immer sein blöde Show und seine blöde Pflanze und seine blöde Couch und sein blödes...
Coming up, thrilling research, tape, and wiring.
iKuztom.
In our scientific research, we have found that prolonged exposure to motorcycle creates an addiction to fun and perhaps a tendency to be a thrill seeker. This is what we found.
I've always been adventurous. My mother was always afraid every time I left the house.
I am a thrill junkie.
Oh, I would skydive in a heartbeat. I won't bungee jump.
Some prefer knitting. Mine just happens to have tires.
When you're on a bike, sometimes you feel like you're cheating death.
I'll probably jump off a bridge just to get the feeling.
I definitely ride to the max. And he said, wow, you're really good. Have you thought about being a race car driver? And I go, yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to be one.
When we get off that bike, we get a thrill by saying, oh man, I almost bit the dust just now.
Yeah, I'm a adrenaline junkie. I gotta have it.
I believe in living life to the fullest.
About ski people jumping off of the side of a mountain. Never would do that, but I have no problems doing 150 miles on a bike.
After all those thrilling insights, let's see how Carlos is coming along with his cruiser.
I do a couple of tryouts right here, you know, with airbrush, try to make it look like, trying to show, you know, pretty much what the layouts are gonna look like. You know, I don't like that. Then I come back and I'm like, it's a little too dark. So you know what I do as an artist, I like to change things until my eye says, yeah, that's it, that's the one I was looking for. I didn't learn yesterday. It took me quite a while to get in the position where I'm at. Airbrush holder, look at that. Perfect. Disciple Warriors, that is the name of the bike. Disciple Warriors because technically it's based, when you see it here in the artwork, it's based on demons and angels. That is the tail section with the saddlebags. And that is exactly what you're gonna see when the bike is done. Unfortunately, in this industry, you're not gonna find hoses, you know, color hoses for the paint jobs that you're doing. I try to go to sleep and I say, man, I need to do these, you know, I gotta get it done, you know. So that's me, that's how I am. I gotta have it. It's gotta be nice. If it ain't nice, it ain't good. Just take all that grease out. Tape is not gonna go very well in that corner. Well, I'll show you guys a secret. So when you come out into that turn, you gotta stretch it very hard and keep pulling into it, rotating the hose until you get that turn, not with that wrinkle on it, you know, perfectly. Now look at that turn, perfect. Every time you get a wrinkle on it, pull the back, Stretch it again one more time. So there we go. See? Now we got a complete tape ready. So this one right here is very hard because it's the engine. You can use the paint, but you have to use a primer that is heat resistant, because if not, that paint will cook and start chipping off and stuff. You know, my dungeon. The sanding on this, you know, is very, very tough because you gotta stick that stuff all the way into the end and just get those tight spots. It's probably like a 1/8 3M tape. A little bit of black will show when I shoot the Orange Pro on it. So, you know, step back a little bit, give it probably about a 1/16 of an inch, and then you use your fingers, and you gotta very closely put it right over the line. And here's the run a tip on it, but you see the fingerprints on it? That is oil. So just wipe it off, get them out of the way. You don't want that oil in it because it will ruin a perfectly paint job. A fish eye coming out of it because of the oil. You will regret it. This one goes 1300 to 2000 Fahrenheit, so it's a lot of heat resistant. Usually motors never go up more than 230 degrees. Okay, so just gotta run it out of this. A lot of spots on it. You gotta do like a little mist into it. You know what I mean? You gotta build a layer very slowly. You know, come back on this angle and you get like little spots and stuff like that. As soon as you see it, you know, you gotta put attention to it. I would say I'll probably put about 3 coats.
iKuztom.
While Carlos's paint is drying, let's check in with Brett and see if his BMW is almost ready.
I'm pretty excited about it. So are a lot of other people.
Additionally, we've actually sent the clutch out, and it's now a semi-automatic motorcycle. He'll actually be able to shift with his foot up and down. The clutch will engage around 1,000 RPM. Should he be in a situation where he's on a hill or something, no problems with trying to figure out how he's going to control left hand, you know, how's he going to do brake, clutch, all of it with one hand.
I made a decision to move on with my life and compensate for the loss of my right arm and the loss of 3/4 of my right lung. Today I'm going to show you exactly how I compensated, specifically to spend time with my 17-year-old son who rides motorcycles.
Coming up, laughing with Lexi and airbrushing demons.
A gay biker had been out partying all night at a big biker rally. Riding home the next day, he feels very uncomfortable sitting on the bike. He goes to the doctor to see what's wrong. The doctor examined him and said, "There's a dozen long stem roses up your butt." The gay biker goes, "Read the card, read the card."
Oh man, she's a riot. Let's head back over to House of Finishes and see what's shaking up over there.
All that yellow you see in there, that's all pro. So you gotta keep shaking it, shaking it, shaking it, shaking. Instead of you doing this, you know, with the regular, it moves constantly, the paint, so it's rotating the flake. This is the part that a lot of people don't like to do. I take really my time on try to get this process done the right way. Never say you cannot get something done or you don't know how to do something, because we all know how to do something. We're all good with our hands. It's just the fact of trying. You know, I mean, give it a try. And if it's not for you, and then it is not for you. But at least you can say, you know what, I tried it. Usually on this project, I have, I would say about a week, including, you know, the extensions on the bags for the fiberglass. And you gotta blow yourself out. You can do your own blowjobs. Nowadays, you go look a car, you know, from a manufacturer and it has orange peel all over it. They don't care anymore, you know what I mean? As long as it looks good from far away, I'm so used to seeing imperfections. I don't look for perfections, I look for imperfections. And everybody's like, oh man, it's a beautiful paint job. We're not looking at the paint job. We're looking at the imperfections. all my bikes period becomes part of history. I like detail, and if I don't have that detail, I'm not okay with it. If you're gonna build a show bike, to me is you build it all the way. If you're not building all the way, then don't build it at all. With a little bit of time and imagination, you can pretty much create anything you want. There's times when I'm here and came in here in the morning and my wife comes and knocks the door and I was like, man, you're home already. What time is it? It's already 6 o'clock. I lose a lot of time in here. That's just part of what I do and part of what I like. I'm pretty mellow. I like to take my time when I'm doing something like this because you have to. You know, you don't want to do this too much in a hurry because then that's when problems happen.
We start with the aluminum billet bar.
That's badass.
Water-soluble oil is what it is.
Oh, damn.
We make the designs, we make the programs, we design everything. We're the first inventor of these spokes in the industry. This is over 20 years now.
That's the shit.
It's averaging about half hour of drilling and tapping per hub. We can do one-off, we can do production, we could do 5 or 10. All of these are prototype tools that we've generated and created in-house. It's not something that's pre-packaged overseas and coming over here and just slap a label on it and call it made in the USA. Everything is manufactured here, and this is the finished product. It takes a special hub for the special dimension.
By now, I think Brett's ready to go out for a ride. You're not gonna believe this.
Okay, we're now gonna take the ride on that motorcycle and I'm gonna show you all the products and feel free to applaud. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna unlock the arm. We're gonna stretch, which I already did. And we're gonna get on the bike. The ball fits into the cup, snaps into place. The first two buttons together will enable you to start your motorcycle, and we're ready to go. Yeah, a lot of people are kind of blown away at this. It's amazing.
Coming up, curve appreciation and IMS showtime.
iKuztom.
All right, folks, once again, it's time for my personal favorite segment, curve appreciation. Enjoy.
iKuztom.
After all those curves, it's time to straighten up now, folks. Head on down to IMS for the unveiling of Carlos's masterpiece.
We made it from the mountains. We got some snow up there, so I was stuck up there for like almost a day and a half. So here we are at the IMS in Long Beach. Probably in the next few minutes, we are going to get the media press release, and we're going to unveil the bike that you guys have seen me working on for quite a while. I had the idea of coming up with an angels and demons, but not the demons that everybody knows about. I wanted to do something very mellow, something that it was not too wild, but at the same time, not too boring.
Welcome everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Unveiling right now is Carlos
I love this one. It definitely rides a lot better than my sport bike, that's for sure. A lot of people don't think that you can do stuff like this, but it turns out to be a very nice design and layout. You might see light orange here, you see darker orange here, and you see much lighter orange in here, and then you see the hour, and then you see the white. So when you see the whole entire contour of the bike, you're not concentrated just on one part. You concentrate on the overall of the bike, which is good. And you can come back later and you can start pinpointing pieces that you want to see. I'm more of an artist than I am a builder. Artist bike builder. That's pretty much where I am. I love building. I love doing that. And this is my passion.
There you go, perfect.
You know, I'm hoping that other people will still see me do it and they'll be inspired, have the passion to not just sit home and forget about what's really important in life, which is living. And after a series of back and forth, putting the bike together, taking it apart, we finally were able to develop an automatic, left-handed, prosthetic enabling motorcycle. That was about an hour's worth of driving, and it was just incredible. Everything worked the way it's supposed to work. I feel very safe on the bike. Okay, thanks everybody. See you on the road.
Well, that's all the masterpiece motorcycle madness we have time for. Check out iKuztom next time for even more cool, crazy, and sexy stuff. Peace.